What's the good word, Josh? Your boy DKB here. So the New York Jets, they've lost a key piece of their analytics department. Looks like the New Orleans Saints have stolen our football analytics coordinator, Zach Stuart, and they're promoting him and making him their analytics director over there. Now, it is interesting on a few levels, right? And I say this is a key piece because we have I don't know, I want to say relatively small, but I don't really have much to compare it to. Our analytics department is comprised of 3 members, at least it was prior to Zach Stewart's departure. And so while we still have a manager and then, of course, a director of analytics, we don't have this coordinator anymore. So there's going to be a little bit more work picked up by the 2 bigger heads, of course, to funnel in that information and take on some of those I guess bottom feeding tasks that would generally get done. But I'm actually in the analytics field myself, completely different circumstances, of course, but I know some of the work and some of the things that go behind the scenes, and that's definitely going to be a big blow for them. So from what I saw, ESPN's Seth Walder broke this news, and taking a look at Zach Stewart's background, it was actually a little interesting. So I found out that he was a finalist for the Big Data Bowl, and I want to say this was back in 2020, since when he's been with the team. And basically what the Big Data Bowl is, or at least was for that year, there's, thousands, I think in that case is about 2,000, but thousands of data scientists, they come from all over the world. They compete using a certain system, and basically they put their skills to the test. They are predicting things, for example, like rushing play outcomes during a certain amount of weeks for the regular season, and whoever ends up being able to hit closest to the mark between what realistically happened and what they were able to predict comes away a winner. And I think the grand prize has been something like $50,000 for whoever that individual or team is. And then I think there's some like gift prizes for maybe the next handful of finalists there. But Zach Stewart was a finalist for the Big Data Bowl, which is how his name kind of got put out there in NFL circles, from my understanding. And so now the question becomes, what is the New York Jets as a whole going to do, right? You could probably get by for sure having your director and your manager, pick up those tasks and then continue to assume, business as usual there. But will the New York Jets replace him? Will they just make operating as a 2-man department their new norm? Or will they come up with maybe some other kind of creative solution here to kind of help fill the gap, whether that's automation or something of that nature? But nonetheless, I think it is at least a good sign that not only have we had various members of our coaching staff get looked at and potentially poached for options elsewhere, we're also starting to see guys in our front office get recognized in get key positions in other offices. So I'm happy for him. Definitely looking forward to seeing what kind of moves we make on our end. I don't even know what the beginning stages of a search like that will look like, right? Maybe you go back to the Data Bowl, the Big Data Bowl. Maybe you go back and just kind of treat it as a normal job opportunity and, open it up to the universe as a whole. Who knows? But I think depending on what we do, this will let us know how important the New York Jets are deciding the analytics side of football is. Robert Saleh is definitely old school in mentality. Joe Douglas kind of seems like he has a nice mix of new versus old, definitely relying on things like his scouting staffs and, of course, his analytics members and different things of that nature. And again, I don't really have anything to compare it to, so I'm not sure if it's just a normal staff size across the NFL, if it's one of the smaller ones, one of the larger ones. But I did see that there was some kind of poll taken in regards to how satisfactory, I guess, the analytics departments for certain teams are. And so for reference, the Saints were at the bottom of a lot of those lists, whereas the New York Jets were about average in most of those regards. So I'm going to see if I can find it, get you guys a nice little visual here. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I would say beyond the surface level stuff that we know about, the RAS scores, the combine events, and all that kind of stuff, I think the New York Jets will go and try to, replace this guy if it makes a ton of sense when you think about us implementing things like, and I can't remember what the position title was or the name of the guy, but we basically have like a situational football manager, let's say, where they're using analytics and they're deciding when we want to go for it, when does it make sense to punt, kick a field goal, go for a 4th and 1, etc. So if you want to think about it from that standpoint, having a guy like this getting lost definitely is a huge factor. But again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are, and I'll catch you again. Peace.